Well, hello there, and welcome back to the lands of Aecathan. No professionals, no fancy tech, just a group of women playing an all-original game of Dungeons & Dragons. I'm Jeff, your game master, and here's what happened last time. The four, Bo and Athgar, having sealed the tunnel to the Thuilnu Enclave, were resting in the Shaman's Tower. A knock at the door revealed the Ballinamard High Priestess of Tiraura, Chelia Rivakis, who informed Aribell of the death of the Hand of Tiraura, the paladin who was the goddess's physical presence in Aecathan. Aribell de-enthralled Chelia. Then the group teleported to the Faelifiri Sanctum, where Aribell consoled her mentor, Sir Arlo, who was the student of the slain Hand. The group then journeyed to the Tower of Azinor to conference with Masters Obrus, Indrus, Ranro, and Mother Tassa. There, they were also reunited with a recovering Vines and strategized on how to free the remaining thousands of enthralled Ballinamard citizens. Choosing discretion, the group teleported to Gwen's estate in Aermagh to rest for the evening, with plans to return to the Sanctum the following morning. And so that's where we pick up. You have just materialized in the front courtyard of the Duneshadow estate in Aermagh. It is beautiful in the courtyard because it's always beautiful in the courtyard, but also visible around you are trees well on their way to budding, and there is birdsong in the air. Clearly, while you were gone to the frigid north, spring has hit the central areas of the continent. So, you're in the courtyard. What would you like to do?
I'd like to. Yes, we're here.
I go, oh shoot. I should have let them know we were coming.
I mean, we can now. Knock, knock. We didn't actually know we were coming early enough.
Right. So I will lead the way to the door.
Okay.
And then I assume it's opened?
Do you open it?
Yes.
Yes.
I open the door.
It opens.
Okay. And I stick my head in and say, hello, I'm home.
Yeah, do I remember any of these names? No, I do not.
Or voices. I was gonna say just venture.
Voices, yes. Names.
Kosk and Kaelin and Geerta and Danura and Vok.
I was going to say somewhere I actually have all this information, but...
And Gwen calls them all to the room at the same time.
Hey, y'all! Right? Let's just talk amongst ourselves.
Okay, why isn't that showing?
Mm-hmm.
There
We've
we
been in
go.
Ballinamard a very long time.
It has been a while
For what?
We've been in
since we've
Ballinamard.
been here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
A familiar form, rather stiff, comes walking toward the door. Lady, you are home.
I am. I apologize for not sending word ahead of time, but the decision to travel here was a last-minute decision.
There is no need to apologize. The only reason you need give us notice is if you wish a particular type of food prepared. Otherwise, this is your estate. You are free to come and go as you wish. Welcome home.
Thank you. Has anything happened while I've been away that I should be made aware of?
Nothing of significance.
Then all is well.
Yes. The army has not yet returned.
Okay. My companions and I are exhausted, and we would like nothing better than to find our beds. I look at the others and say, is anyone hungry? Do you want food or drink before we retire? Or to bathe?
A bath sounds heavenly.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. We've been able to bathe in the mansion, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have not bathed since the last time you were in the water.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. I'm
Okay.
taking a bath.
So
Probably smell like ugh.
I tell him,
Oh, dead Thuilnu. Ugh.
we would very much appreciate it if we could bathe before bed, and perhaps just a small repast, something to snack on, and some beverages before we go to sleep. And I know that it is late, and we can forage for ourselves if the staff is asleep.
Tosk opens his mouth, and then Athgar says, "Why don't I just make my mansion? I'll recover the spells for tomorrow, regardless. Then we have access to bathing chambers where the water is already hot and a full kitchen."
That sounds like the best option. And that way, Tosk, you don't have to disturb the staff.
That is very kind of you, lady.
Perhaps we could plan, though, for the morning. Well, I guess you still haven't put in provisions. We'll eat in we'll have our breakfast in the mansion as well.
As you wish. I
And
am assuming that you do not wish anyone to be alerted to your presence.
Correct. Yes, that's one of the reasons that we decided to come here. So, please remind Girta that discretion is needed.
A voice from around the corner goes, "You don't have to tell me, lady. I know."
Well, we're okay here, right? It was just that we didn't want anybody to know Athgar was in Thunder's Edge.
Yeah.
Still.
And Gerda kind of sticks her head around the corner and grins at you, and then...
Thank you. And perhaps we can catch up further in the morning, Tosk.
I am at your disposal.
How late is it?
It's not terribly late. It's probably like 8 o'clock.
But
Late
late
enough.
enough that they've
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
away and
Yeah. I look at Aribell and I say, would you like me to send a message to Viessa?
To see if she'd come here.
Maybe in the morning?
Well, we have breakfast and then we have to get back to the sanctum, and I don't think Viessa's a morning person.
Well, then maybe she'd be willing to come this evening.
We should probably talk to what's his name before we go. Your boss. I can't.
Bender?
Warbender, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea too.
Because of what we learned about the troops that were left behind.
So I send a message to Warbender.
Okay.
Sir, we have managed to dispatch all of the Thuilnu as far as we know. Good news, they drowned just fine. Would you be willing to come to the estate this evening so that I can give you a more thorough report?
Well, good news. I look forward to the story. I'll be on my way. Half an hour or so.
Good. So Warbender's coming here for my report. So you know, Tosk. He'll be here in about half an hour.
Very well. I shall escort him where? Oh, there will be a door here that you will be able to enter, he will be able to enter, and I assume you want me to add Viessa as well.
Yes, please.
I see. Very well.
Now I'm going to send a message to Viessa. Viessa, Tasha. I'm wondering if you know about what happened to...
I just want to talk to her.
Sorry?
Or I thought you were going to ask her to come over.
I'm wondering if you're willing to come to the estate this evening. We have much to discuss.
There's a pause. Well. There were people floating a rumor that you all were dead. I'm glad that wasn't true. Certainly. I'll be by.
Excellent. All right. Now I'm going to go take a shower.
Thank you. Figured it would take more than 20 words to talk to her.
Right?
Athgar casts the mansion. The glowing doorway pointed out to Tosk.
I go through. I get a shower.
Okay.
I change my clothes.
Same.
I come back to the front room
Yes.
to wait for Warbender and Viessa.
Same. No armor.
And then I feel
Fair
silly for suggesting the estate, because we have been sleeping in real beds.
No. This is actually really useful because this makes it a lot more convenient for people like Viessa and Warbender to come see us.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It
All
was
right,
a good
now-
idea.
It was a good idea.
Yeah, I don't feel so bad.
It makes good logistical sense.
Excellent. I'm glad.
Your thoughts were not amiss.
Good to know.
All right. Well, you know how it works, so there's whatever food you want. And about half an hour later, you hear a voice. Hello. Where do I go in this blasted place?
I open. I go get him and
Okay.
bring him to the, I don't know, the den or whatever we want to call
the
that.
living room?
Yeah.
Or do you want to you want to use the meeting room?
That
Yeah, the meeting room.
Okay.
would make sense.
Okay.
Sir, come this way, sir.
I always love how you do that. Sir, come this way, sir.
This is a hell of a place.
It's just a spell.
I walk into a courtyard that's warm. Warmer than it is anywhere else. I walk into a fancy house and then walk through a door and I'm in the desert.
Can we get you a drink?
Please.
But desert pear wine or whatever. This is the Thunder's Edge specialty.
Yep. Not bad. All right. Well, good to see you're not dead.
Yes, we are not dead. We survived.
And the Thuilnu are.
Yes.
At least the ones that were there.
Even better news.
Turns out that horrors fall apart in saltwater. And
You don't say.
it's true. And while I can't figure out if the Thuilnu actually breathe, they do need to eat. And they can't swim. So if you leave them in water for long enough, they just die of hunger.
I'm assuming this was salt water.
Yes,
All right. Best to be specific.
salt water.
No point
We
trying
flooded.
to drown them in a lake and they don't drown.
We flooded the caverns under Ballinamard from the ocean.
It seemed like the most expedient way, and it turned out to work.
Is the town above stable?
Yes.
No.
Ish?
What do you mean by stable?
We were kind of wondering if maybe you have an Army Corps of Engineers who might want to talk to us about some of that stuff.
Probably something you should have thought about before,
Hey.
but
It was,
We were desperate.
It was an option that we had at the time.
when I go back, I'll start writing orders to send a squad up.
So,
Well,
before
The other thing,
hold that thought. Pin that.
the whole town, well, almost the whole town, with the exception of the
15 people, maybe?
of about
Council?
15, yeah, the council and the and a couple other people, okay, they're still enthralled. Even though we killed the Thuilnu,
Define enthralled.
They have memory changes.
Oh,
they don't remember what really happened. They
They're
don't
living
know.
with orcs.
so
Orcs are
okay,
patrolling
maybe we
the
should
town.
back up a little.
Yeah. Let me start at the beginning.
That's probably a good idea because you
When
just said the O word.
when the squads that you sent there killed the dragons, they stayed there to protect the town, and the orcs came and killed all of the squads. When the Thuilnu arrived, the Thuilnu enthralled everyone, including the orcs, and the orcs are now actually working as the town police.
And
And-
no one questions that.
Because they've
Right.
all been enthralled. So they think that the orcs are fine, and the orcs think that the humans are fine, or, the townspeople are fine. And everyone's hunky-dory, smiley, smiley.
All right.
So we are going to go back to the sanctum and gather up as many clerics and and bards as we can, and teach them the spell to unenthrall people, and hopefully we'll be able to unenthrall the whole town in about a week, maybe 2. And then we propose that we feed the orcs to a couple young dragons that happen to be brass and copper.
All right, that part of it I approve of.
So yes, you should send some engineers along, but just know that we're going to be working on that stuff while, when they get there.
Right.
So by the time they get there, hopefully we'll be done.
At least halfway through. And let's see, what else? Apparently the Hand of Tiraura was assassinated in Kostiv's wave by Jagravanets. Did you know about that?
I knew about the attack. I didn't know who it was.
Turns out that's who it was.
I'm not sure yet who the Sanctum has informed.
My condolences, Lady Aribell.
Thank you.
So, when we are done getting the town sorted, we will probably be headed towards Kostiv's wave.
Well,
there's so much going on right now.
I don't have a lot of people at my disposal at the moment. But if you need help, I can at least send a few.
Okay.
I'm sure your friend Nook would jump at the chance.
I'm sure she would.
Until Viessa shows up, I'm going to give a basic rundown of what we did in the unders, in the hive.
Okay.
Because, I mean, as far as we know...
Yeah, we need to tell you about... They make the horrors, and we got to see how.
Really?
Yeah. They take parts of people they've killed, and they use this kind of red goo that we think is made out of mushrooms.
Oh yeah, we have mushrooms. Oh fuck. We've done so many things. Oh my god, I personally,
I wondered
Nicole,
about that.
has slept since we did things, and so I need to write mushrooms down.
And then they just kind of press them together in like a mold, and voila, new horror. They had turned the caverns underneath the town into a factory for making horrors.
Explain about the hive.
And we killed them all.
Good.
There were a lot of them, and that is why we resorted to doing what we did.
It would have taken a massive army, quite a bit of time to deal with not only the horrors, but several different levels of Thuilnu, including some sorcerers.
And the horrors in and of themselves were difficult to deal with, but the Thuilnu can actually do a psychic attack and put you to sleep.
And for one Thuilnu, they had 6, 7, 8 horrors at the same time. Just the sheer numbers was
Staggering.
wrecking us. We were having to rest after quite a bit of fighting.
Yeah, we would have to attack and then rest, and then attack and then rest.
That's why it took us almost a month.
I understand. Still, this is good information to have. So if we ever run into those things again, we know to bring salt water.
Oh, we're gonna run into them again. I think that was their first attempt at taking over the continent. They're gonna come back.
Their goal is to invade and conquer and enslave.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Lieutenant Sherrier? Is he a lieutenant? I don't remember what he is.
Sergeant.
Sergeant Sherrier is currently at the tower recovering. He was corrupted by the Thuilnu and turned into a horror, but we were able to
Bring him back.
but he's currently recovering.
All right, I'm going to need a little more information. Corrupted, turned into a horror. I need specifics.
So the dead bodies that they have, they mush together and make into horrors of a certain kind. But the live bodies they have, they graft parts and pieces on, like make them into a big spider and give them crazy legs, and then turn them
Mentally.
mentally into eating machines, basically, with devastating effects. 2 of our people were corrupted.
He seems to be recovering, but it'll take some time for him to get past the memories.
So there's more at stake than just the physical changes.
Yes.
They are psychic attackers.
When we say the town is enthralled, it's the scariest thing you've ever seen, because it's a town of about 5,000 plus people, and it is every single one of them.
How could they have done that with no one noticing?
They moved at night, and
they got into their dreams. And so they attacked them when they were most vulnerable, when they were sleeping.
And for the most part, they just went about their business. They just cut off from the rest of the world, and they stayed in their homes, or they
planted suggestions to keep them from interacting with outsiders, so that there were very few people that would attempt to convince them otherwise. And even if they did, they had implanted the idea to resist.
It's not like Ballinamard is a tourist destination. It's so far remote that, right? All we knew is that trade had been cut off.
Because there's nobody to work the things, because everybody is just
milling about.
Yeah, a whole lot of nothing.
That's all we need. We're already dealing with the Joggervanans, we're dealing with the dragons and the orcs. And now we've got to deal with these things too.
It's a lot.
Especially when you realize that they're, to some extent, coordinating.
How so?
It's a hive mind.
The Thuilnu work collectively, and they seem to be using the orcs to do their bidding. So when we've previously had issues with orcs, it may well be that that was a collaboration between the Thuilnu and perhaps...
I wouldn't call it a collaboration, though.
Well, they're not really working together. They're just
enslaving anything they can get their hands on.
We believe that the idea was that the Thuilnu want the people and the dragons want the land.
That's interesting.
And then what do the Joggervanans want?
Everyone.
Don't know.
slaves.
Well,
Sacrifices?
it doesn't sound like the Jagravanas are working with the other two.
That is the only
that we know of.
Right.
Yeah.
That is the only thank goodness thing, you know.
Agreed.
They could be. We don't know.
I mean, other than the evil head god maybe being coordinating it all, but I don't know that the creatures are.
We're just full of fun facts, aren't we?
Nope. But it's important. And so I'm glad to know it.
Is there anything else that I'm forgetting?
Kind of not really.
Okay.
For now.
It started, as far as we know, the only entrance, as far as we know, the only entrance was under the Shaman Tower. Now.
You mean the only entrance to the town?
To the Thuilnu Hive.
Okay.
Well,
Was
except
under
for
the
the one that we made.
Right.
What?
The hole that we made into the ocean.
Oh, right. No, I'm saying previously because I don't know if they started at the Shaman Tower and worked their way down, or if they worked their way up and how they made it specifically to the Shaman Tower because
we don't know what their initial entry point was.
Right, because as far as we know, there's no other in or out unless we've made it. So
And there's literally no way to communicate with Thuilnu that we know of.
Oh, no. Gwen opened her mind up, and it was awful.
Oh, that's true.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
The way they communicate is like nothing I've ever heard before. It's not a language to be understood. It is a million voices talking at the same time.
That all being said, we have encountered the horrors here before under the city, so
It was a long time ago, and we did ask Viessa, right? To see if
yes, we've asked Viessa to use her networks to check underneath the cities.
underneath.
And I did so, and I found nothing. And she steps around the corner.
Hey, what's that?
Hello, Viessa.
Hello.
As you can see, the rumors of our death have been greatly exaggerated.
Such I understood when you contacted me. At least I knew you were alive.
We're all alive.
Thank you for
Although some of us got a little more dinged up than others.
I see. And General Warbender. What a pleasure. Viessa.
Oh boy.
So,
Maybe we didn't plan this part out as well.
I think I heard most of it.
Honestly, she's gonna hear it anyway.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
And there are things that she can do that you cannot. So we're
I
just
understand.
trying to get as many eyes on a situation as we possibly can.
Well, is there anything else that you need to tell me?
I don't think so. I think we've told you all the things.
And
Just that our enemies are conspiring to take over the continent.
Great. Well, then I'll let you have whatever this is going to be.
Thank you.
And I'll go pass on the pertinent information to the higher-ups and see about getting that engineering squad, gathering their stuff and getting on the road. They won't be going anywhere fast because they'll be taking wagons full of gear.
That's
But
all right.
Again, I don't exactly. I mean, like, if you take out the water, it will collapse probably. So I don't really know what they're going to be able to do. Just saying.
It might not collapse. It didn't collapse before the water was there.
Right, I know, but
She's just worried.
I'm worried. Sorry, I'm a worry person.
She is a worry worrisome.
Well,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate the report. And I'm glad to see that you're all still alive. I'll make certain that piece of information gets around. He just kind of nods and turns and walks out.
All right.
Pour Viessa a glass of wine.
Oh, thank you.
So, thank you for coming.
Of course. It's
Wanted-
not often I get into one of these mystic fortresses.
Oh, yeah.
This one's rather posh.
It's Athgar's.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Doesn't it?
It reminds me of home. Of course, dear.
What can you tell us about what's happening in Constance?
Ah. Yes. The death of Sir Blazingcloak. I didn't find out until afterwards. But I've had my people scouring ever since. Whoever these assassins were, they're very good.
Jagravanen.
I assumed.
8 from our
I knew
understanding.
it wasn't the Platinum Hammer.
It's not.
I've gotten several people into that organization now.
So they're not connected to the Jagravanen?
No, they're simply cutthroat business people. They're not even a rival guild. They're just out to coerce and berate themselves into more riches than they already have.
So nothing you can handle.
Oh no, I'm already well at work sabotaging everything they're doing. They should be out of business
Fantastic.
within, conservatively, 8 months.
Fantastic.
And I'll be on hand to buy up all of their assets.
Sounds good.
At a very discounted price.
So no signs of the Jagravanens after the attack.
No. My scouts tell me they believe that this was primarily magical. Much of the ground where the attack took place was scorched, burnt, melted. A variety of energy types were used. And there are no footprints other than Sir Blazingcloak's leading to the site or away from the site.
They do like to hop in.
Yes. And I've yet to determine anything that can be done to stop that particular thing. But I do have one set of eyes who claims to have seen them, so at least I have a vague description.
All right.
I'll have her write it out, and I will have it sent to you.
That would be really helpful.
Thank you, Viessa.
I assume that you will be part of the group that pursues these individuals?
I think we're the only option.
Don't be too gentle when you find them. I consider this professional infringement, as well as being in exceptionally bad taste. That's one thing I've always prided myself on. If an assassination is requested, the person to be killed must deserve to be assassinated, or I will not sanction it.
They're not going to ask Viessa.
Oh, I'm aware. I'm just saying, particularly bad taste. And
Well, they're Jagravanans.
And stupid. Why in the world would you assassinate such a high-level personage known throughout the land? They have to know that the retaliation is going to be seismic.
I think it's a trap. I think they were really, really hoping that the next highest person in that order would go after them by herself, guns blazing, so that they could take out almost everyone in that order.
Don't forget they still want us.
Well, I hope for our sake, for all of our sake, that they're not that devious.
Oh, but they are. They are very devious. I'm also kind of wondering if they're just really mad that we took some of their, slave.
This could have been retaliation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No good deed goes unpunished. I've known that for many years.
But
That's why I try to balance out my good deeds with some not so good deeds.
Yeah. I kind of have a thing about slavery, though. It just really doesn't sit right with me.
I agree. I won't get involved with that at all. There was a time when my predecessor was approached by Old Man Strafsaman.
Ugh.
And fortunately, she said no.
Yeah, he's also dead, so.
I'm very well aware. Your aunt is much more pleasant to deal with.
She is.
Actually, we haven't caught up with. We've been busy. How's the Dawn doing?
Relatively well. They appear now to have a stable guard. The temple is open and doing a wonderful business. People are very much enjoying having real healing available to them. There are still criminals that are trying to be independent. I'm dealing with them as quickly as I find them. Those who have chosen a more group-oriented lifestyle have learned the rules, and I have negotiated with Lady Lena.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, we have an equitable working relationship.
Well, that's good.
She does have a rather unique outlook on life. I will say that. But I imagine being a paladin of Pharos has something to do with that.
Yes.
I was nervous at first, knowing that she was a paladin, but I can honestly say I've never met a paladin quite like her before. I've had to rethink all of my biases against most paladins. Not you, dear, but most paladins.
Does that mean that you're still keeping your biases against her?
Of course.
Just checking.
She's a paladin of Tiraura. My goodness. She couldn't possibly be seen associating with the likes of me.
Well, she does hang out with, with us. So we're not exactly.
I think we've been seen in public with you, Viessa.
Well, I don't consider the Shouting Pirate to be in public.
But it is. It does count as public.
Does
You
it?
will tell Jojo hello for us.
Of course.
Doubt we'll get there before we have to
He
leave.
will be so happy to hear that the rumors floating around about your demise were not true.
Where did these rumors come from?
You
Anyway.
did actually come to Thunder's Edge with us, so you've been seen with us before.
You vanished, as far as everyone knows, for a month. You were
But
not
we've
seen,
done that
you were not
before.
heard from. No. There's always been messages coming through. Oh, yes, the four were seen in Sandy Cove. Oh, yes, the four were seen in Cropshire. The four were seen in Kilcross. The four were seen in Romani Keep. But for the last month, it has been the four have not been seen.
Well, and part of the reason is because that was a technically secret mission. So.
Yes, but
was-
you know the public's propensity to gossip.
That's
And
true.
what better gossip than to say, I heard that the four were ambushed by chromatic dragons and slain and eaten, and that's why no one has seen or heard from them.
Is this causing any concern?
Yes.
Great, start rumors the other way.
Well, perhaps it's not that late. Perhaps Tasha could play a few songs at JoJo's tonight.
Cathcar, you may want to let your father know that you're alive. I'm sure this word has gotten to him as well.
You could at least let Aerlacus know.
That was what I was thinking. I will do so.
So, yes, I mean, we have been really busy killing a whole lot of Thuilnu.
So
Oh, yeah,
I've heard.
But we don't need that getting out, just that we've been busy.
Mm-hmm. We don't want to tell.
That's
We don't
not a song yet.
We don't want to scare everybody.
No, letting people know that the boogeymen from the tales of our grandparents are real would cause a public panic.
Yeah, maybe I'll play a song about dragons and orcs.
Yeah, I'm just thinking maybe it would be a good thing to be seen and beyond Viessa sharing rumors.
Well, with your permission,
Mm-hmm.
I can assist you with this.
Oh, how so?
Oh, very simple. I have several rather talented wizards on my payroll.
Mm-hmm.
We'll simply have a group of them lunch at the Shouting Pirate, except they won't look like them.
They'll look perfect.
So
Perfect.
that may work if you
No.
have JoJo take Synchron upstairs.
Not work.
Otherwise, Synchron will know.
Just start underground rumors saying,
Well,
I don't know.
Then perhaps not at the Shouting Pirate, perhaps just walking through town.
That makes more sense.
Nothing convinces a doubting public more than the evidence of their own eyes.
Okay.
And besides, I've always wondered what it would be like to be a paladin.
Oh my god.
I promise not to saunter.
Well, I think that given that we were just at the tower, and we'll be at the sanctum tomorrow, showing up for Sir Blazing Cloaks. That should probably get around to reinforce it.
But
Well,
yes,
but
I
we'll
think your
help
idea
let-
is good.
We'll help let the capital know that you are alive and well and still fighting the good fight.
Yeah, I should probably send my parents a note.
Yes.
Oh, that's probably a wise thing.
I'll be seen going over there. One of the two.
We need to start sending messages like at least once a week.
Well, we were like under the city. And,
I know we couldn't get messages out really well.
I mean, we talked to the tower quite a bit. And dragons, but they don't gossip enough.
Oh, I'm not entirely certain of that. They just don't share it with us two legs.
Well, there you go.
I've had a couple interesting discussions.
About?
Oh, with various draconic representatives.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
Wait, what?
Well, they're still on the hunt for treasure, and who better to ask about treasure than a thief?
Oh, that's hilarious. Yes, they are trying to get their hordes back up to snuff.
Mm.
And we have been trading favors.
Ooh.
I give them information, they assist me in certain
Ooh.
endeavors.
Well, that's lovely.
As long as it's business, it doesn't seem to be an issue.
Yeah, just be careful with that.
Oh, believe me, I'm playing it completely legitimate. I'm well aware who and what I'm dealing with.
You're dealing with, like, metallic dragons, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that they wouldn't find her tasty.
Mm.
I have been told that I am a bit too slender to be considered even a reasonable snack. I took that as a compliment.
That is funny.
All right. If I uncover anything else about the assassination, where should I send the info?
You can probably send it to...
Send us a message. Send me a message, and I have the ability to chit-chat with you for a couple minutes.
You
Long
do?
distance. I do.
You've been holding out on me.
Ooh.
Oberus gave her a different spell.
Oh, I see. Favoritism rears its ugly head.
Nepotism. Oh. Favoritism, yes.
Well, perhaps at some point we should have a discussion on what you would like to teach one of my wizards that spell.
Sorcerers? Sure.
I believe I have one or two that might be capable. Think about what it is that you'd like from me.
And you said you'd have the witness write out what you already do know for us.
Yes.
Thank you, Viessa.
When are you leaving?
In the morning.
Then I will have it messengered over before dawn.
Thank you.
Someday we're going to get to take a break. We haven't had a proper break since Dragon's Day or whatever that was.
I don't even think that was a proper break. We worked up till the day of, had it, and then worked again.
We had the party.
Oh, that's right. We did have a party.
Yeah, it's the spring. I'm sure at some point we'll run into the Sasaran again, since they should be leaving there.
Ooh, I do miss
Winter
the
home.
Sasaran.
Yes, it's always entertaining when they come to town. That young man who leads their troop is quite energetic.
He is.
He
already,
is.
You already know. Don't be pulling that. You already know who he is.
Yes.
That's kind of cruel. Even for you.
Well, it's not that he's been interested in me in the last couple years, but he makes sure that I'm well taken care of.
I'm so confused right now. Is Jojo's brother? Right? It's the guy you're talking about is Jojo's brother?
Mm-hmm. But I didn't know that at the time.
Oh god. Okay, now I don't care. So, pre-knowing, fine. Post-knowing, hell no.
Messy.
Well,
No, not even messy.
Oh,
Hell
messy.
no.
well, the last couple years I haven't been that interested in other companies.
Good. Well, good. As long as you guys are fine with that, I'm fine with that.
I think Zori's just looking out for Jojo, and I can imagine that you would appreciate that.
Oh, indeed.
We'd hate to feed you to a dragon.
Stop it.
I'm not enough for a dragon, remember?
Okay, everyone is fine.
As long as
Everyone's
Jojo
in
is
the-
happy, everyone is fine.
Jojo is happy. You know Jojo is happy.
That's what I said. As long as Jojo's happy, we're all fine.
You know,
Stop it.
I'm glad Jojo's happy.
As am I. And I'm continuing to try to make certain he stays that way. I'm
That
really
is
quite
wonderful.
fond of him.
We know.
All right. Well, let me go and contact my witness and get that description.
Thank you for your help.
Of course. And I'm glad you're not dead. Even you.
Same.
Good lord.
And she just kind of turns and walks out with excessive hip sway. Have you ever seen a paladin walk like this? You will.
No one will believe it's me.
Oh my god.
That's just disturbing.
And fascinating.
Indeed.
I
She-
was not aware the human body could move quite like that.
Really?
And I wasn't aware that she and I had so much in common.
Indeed.
It's just confused. It's okay.
I think I'm going to turn in.
Same.
Good night, all.
What? Where'd she go?
Did you get hypnotized by the hips?
There was hips? There
you-
were
did you-
hips.
Did you fall
Have you been
asleep?
sleeping the whole time?
I think so.
All right, let's
Sorry.
get you off to bed.
I'll tell you about the hips in the morning. I'll hold you to that. If you've got any minor illusion spells that you could throw up too, that'd be sensational.
Bad, both of you. Is Tosk still up and about?
I don't know, you can go look.
I go out of the mansion.
Okay. He is not in sight
Hmm.
from where you exit Afghar's mansion.
Is it about 9 at this point?
Probably like 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Tasha, are you playing tonight?
No. I'm going to bed. Viessa is willing to do a couple illusion spells and make people look like us walking through town. That's good enough.
Okay.
very uncomfortable with that.
I still don't like it. Yeah, no, I absolutely am opposed, but...
I don't care. I'm going to bed.
Oh, I'm not saying I'm absolutely opposed to you not doing music. I'm absolutely opposed to having her make people of us and walk them through town.
Weirder stuff has happened to us already.
But we have been the ones that were in charge of that. This is not something we are in charge of. In control of, excuse me. Not charge, but control.
I understand that.
Okay.
She won't do anything horrible. And she did offer it as a means to actually help us. The fact that she teases certain of us about it is a different story. It's just teasing.
Is it?
I think so.
I think it's
She
both.
smiles when she does it.
Oh, my sweet summer child.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll go to bed and stuff. But I have
Yep.
stuff to talk about when we go to bed.
What are we gonna do?
Well, because I forgot what we were doing with the mushrooms entirely. What were we doing with them? We were giving them to somebody. We were giving them to
Oh.
Probably.
Was it
Oberus.
Oberus, right? And
Yeah.
We'll see him again soon. It'll be okay.
what time is it?
About 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now. I'm like, hey, last minute thing. I'm gonna go blip back and forth to the tower and get rid of all these mushrooms
Okay.
because we don't want them in our bag, and we want to make sure that they get them
Right.
quick enough to. And it's just gonna be me to here, me to there to here. Okay? Does anybody have anything else?
No, ma'am.
And I zip zap.
Are you teleport circling or are you teleporting?
I am teleport circling.
Okay.
Maybe.
Because that's more stable. Oh, do you have...
No, let me look. Hold on. Hold on.
Okay.
Isn't that a ritual?
Teleportation?
No, teleport circle.
Teleport circle is fine.
Let's
But
get
I'm
him back, right?
Don't I have teleport at higher levels? Can't I use teleport itself at higher levels?
Yes.
Okay, it doesn't carry it down to the next. You know
No,
how normally.
it I know it doesn't, but there's no reason
Okay.
why you couldn't.
Okay, so I'm gonna circle there, run upstairs.
Okay.
If he's not there, I'll find out where he's at, and then I'm going to.
When you get there, you get into the lab again, and the only person that's there that you see is Vines.
Is he sleeping?
No.
Okay. Hey. I don't know where to put these.
What are they?
How long ago did they leave?
About an hour and a half.
Shoot.
But they'll be back first thing in the morning.
Right.
You can leave them here. Nobody's allowed in here but those four and me.
Okay. So I find a spot, clear off a wall, do the thing, get the mushrooms out, stack them, write some notes about
What they are and what they do.
colors and what I remember them doing for the buckets. Because I wrote down, I took notes. Pale yellow. Orange mushrooms. And I think they were red, right? And they
With
had
crimson, yeah.
they had 3 buckets also, and I pretty sure I remembered putting what they were doing what they were doing in each room, like which room had which buckets.
Right.
And then I look at Vines and I say, I don't know if the spores are contagious, so hold on. And I send a message to Obrys and I say, hey, I have some mushrooms. I'm sorry if you're asleep. I need to put them somewhere safe. Because I'm saying this all in my head, right? And I don't necessarily know if the mushrooms give off spores of memory altering things, and I really don't want to mess up Vines while he's here. Where can I put these? I was just gonna put them in the thing, and now I don't know what to do. I'm so sorry.
Well, Obrys responds and tells you that there is actually a fixed extraplanar storage space in that lab, and gives you the opening and closing phrases.
Brilliant. Brilliant. And I shove them in there, write my notes.
Okay.
And give Vines a hug, sit down and say, I have some time. Is there anything you want to catch up with, talk about?
Oh.
We missed you. We really missed you.
I would much rather have been with you than where I was.
I know, and we are so sorry.
Did you, in your times down in the caverns, run into creatures that were like walking statues? Like white and gray marble creatures?
Yes.
That's what took us.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
And they ripped that poor priest apart.
I'm really sorry. We were behind you by, I can't remember, like 4 or 6 hours. Like, we just... So sorry.
Well, I have to say, whether they're grateful or not, I'm very grateful that you were able to restore the 2 wizards. Even though they don't believe it.
I know. And, how are you doing? I mean, like, did you talk to Sabrina at all?
Only briefly, as they were carrying us down into those caverns.
No, I meant afterwards.
Oh. I tried.
Or did you...
She really didn't want to discuss it.
Did you hear that she did a little mind rearranging?
Oh, yes. She made sure that we knew. In fact, she tried to convince me to do the same thing. I chose not to. Didn't seem natural.
I squeeze his hand and I say, I'm really glad you didn't. Because we have the ability to help you work through anything you're going to need help with. We would have done it with Sabrina as well, but obviously we weren't there, and we don't know any of that. But I think just lying to yourself is going to make it harder in the long run for her.
I think you may be right. But she's very headstrong. And worshiping Balmus, she doesn't take gently to the idea of exhibiting any sort of weakness.
Right.
And this was a shortcut to get her back to fighting form. And so she chose to take it. And her temple allowed it. One of their priests traveled here to perform the spell.
Gosh. Is there anything you need?
I think just time. I'm better than I was. Master Ranro was right. Just in the last few days, I feel like I've turned a corner. What happened is still there, and it's still extremely difficult to think about. But I believe I've begun to put a little distance between myself and those memories. And the more distant they become, the less intrusive they are. Just 3 or 4 days ago, I couldn't carry on a conversation for more than about a minute without dissolving into tears and just collapsing, as all those memories just overwhelmed me. Now I still can feel them pushing, but I can push back a little. After you leave, I will probably cry myself to sleep, but it's better. It's just gonna take time. And that's the way of all healing, really. I mean, that's the natural order of things. Everything takes time. Caterpillar takes time becoming a butterfly.
That's true. Well, do you really want to come back doing things with us? I mean,
I do.
just to kind of get back into the swing of things.
Well, even looking past the idea that I owe all of you my life.
Yeah, just look past that.
What you're doing is worthwhile. You seem to find yourself at events of great magnitude, great importance. You're making a difference. I would like to help with that.
Is it luck or is it unlucky? We haven't quite figured it out.
Well,
We just happen to be there.
either way, I'm glad that it was you all who were there, rather than, someone else who's not as capable, or perhaps as lucky.
There was a huge shark.
Really? How big?
I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna tell him about the hive, how we did the thing, because he doesn't know any of this.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna sit and have an evening just catching him up with some the bigger, better points of the things that we did, and
Okay.
Salt water and dissolve, and they starved to death, and just all the things, because we didn't have time to tell him anything. So it's done I don't know, a couple hours
Okay.
until I can see that he's probably getting super sleepy.
Well, I will say, it is going to help me to know that all of those creatures are dead. And the fact that salt water kills them, there's some justification in that, I think. Because the power of the ocean is unlike any other power in this world. And the fact that it was the ocean that was able to kill those things, that seems right somehow.
Again, incredibly lucky. So, we'll see you. Have a good night. Give him another hug.
Thank you for this, Zorith. I do appreciate you taking the time.
Oh, no problem. Absolutely. I left the notes. I think that's it. I do the wallet watch, testicles, spectacles, wallet watch. Just making sure I got everything. Not that I can't come back, but good night. And then I teleport.
Okay.
Regular old teleport back to.
Please roll percentile.
Yeah. Boop, 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 boop. Ugh, kinda low. 41. Ugh, gross.
You appear exactly where you intended to appear.
Okay. And then I walk in the
because this teleporting back to the estate counts as the very familiar.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, sans a permanent circle, that's the best category you can roll in. So.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Groovy.
So is everybody heading to bed? Is that the general consensus?
Yeah.
Okay. Aribell.
Yes.
You awaken, sensing you haven't slept all that long.
Okay.
And you look around. You're standing in a wheat field. Beautiful golden wheat. Looks like it's ready to be harvested. Beautiful summer day. Bright sunshine, clear blue skies, not a cloud in the sky, and yet it's not too warm. In fact, it feels really nice. From a distance, a figure is walking towards you.
Okay.
Please make a religion check. And I think you have advantage on this one. Yep.
Okay. Well, rolled a 19 the first time, so it wasn't going to be much. 25.
As the figure gets closer, two things become clear. One, whereas the wheat comes up to about your waist, it's barely cresting this creature's ankle as she walks toward you. The second thing that immediately becomes evident is that this is Tiraura.
So I kneel.
She walks up to about 10 feet from you and lowers herself down to sit cross-legged in front of you. There is no need for that here. Rise, Aribell. I did not bring you here for fealty.
So she stands back up, which feels weird because she's sitting, but if I sit down, I'll be in the wheat, right?
Yes.
So she stands. How may I serve you, my lady?
by becoming my new hand.
Shut up.
That is what you wish.
No. This must be what you wish. The responsibilities of being my hand will supersede all other responsibilities you have.
That's a warning.
This will be a new direction. Much of your time will continue to be your own. But if I have need of you, you must immediately pursue the task I set before you.
I understand.
I know that you have companions. They may accompany you or not at your choice. But if you accept this, there is also a boon. Have you heard the term Quintaran?
Yes. Today, in fact.
Fortuitous. As if you accept, you will become one.
Well, there's not really a debate. My life is in service of you always. So if this is the best path forward for me to do that, then I accept.
And in this way, I am able to answer your prayer.
I'll be able to heal them.
I will give you the power of civilization. You will be the Quintaran of community. Once per 7 day, you will be able to activate what to you will feel an aura, but an aura of community. The aura will remain for the duration of one healing or restoration spell. If cast within a community, while the aura is in effect, the spell will touch every member of that community.
I'm honored.
She begins to shrink. And as she shrinks, she stands. And when she stops shrinking, she is exactly the same height as you. This will be a responsibility you will carry until your death. If you wish time to consider, please take it.
It's not necessary.
Very
I
well.
Not understand why me, but I won't doubt you.
You are the best suited for this position. Aribell has other responsibilities. I would not remove her from the sanctum. You already wander. You are the best suited. A little less powerful than some previous hands, but you will gain in power. If this is what you wish, embrace me.
She does.
And you feel it's almost like as she's hugging you back, she's melding with you. And then she's gone. But she's not. In the back of your mind, you can now feel her presence in a way that you never have before. And you realize that you have knowledge of how to summon a new aura.
Am I still in the field?
Yes.
I'm just gonna sit down and weep for a little bit.
It appears that you will be here until you choose to return to sleep. So you may spend as much time here as you wish.
Take a bit and then go back to the real world. And sleep.
And you awaken again. Back in the mansion. You feel rested. You also sense Tiraura.
I go downstairs.
Okay. It's about 7 a.m. So who else is up? Okay, Tasha's up.
Probably not me. Probably not me for an hour or so.
All right. Athgar's up. Bo is not.
Well, I stayed up with Vines late last night, so
Right.
I mean
right.
it wasn't late, but
It was a bit, you know.
yeah.
I'll come downstairs eventually. Within a few minutes.
Athgar is seated at the table, drinking a cup of pear juice and munching on a waffle.
I'm drinking coffee and writing a new song.
When Zori wakes up, we need to talk.
That sounds
Ominous.
ominous.
Yes, it always bodes well when a beautiful woman says, "We need to talk."
Are you all right?
Yes.
when my hour is done, I come downstairs.
Okay.
Do they all look like gloom and doom, or are they just like...
I'm still just sipping my coffee.
Bo is mostly like
unconscious in his breakfast,
hunched over a cup of coffee that he slowly drinks periodically. Athgar is just sitting back with this speculative look on his face, munching on the remains of a waffle and looking at Aribell.
Okay.
Sorry, could you ask Mother Tassa to join us?
Yes. By the way, I sat down and had a quick talk with Vines, and I will tell you all of that. Are we having it? Are we having a talk right now? You need me to call her right now?
If you don't mind.
Absolutely. So I call Mother Tassa. Good morning. I'm sorry it's so early.
It's not early for me. I watch the sunrise every morning.
Oh, that's excellent. Apparently we are having a to-do this morning. It's a meeting of some kind. I don't know. But I was requested to ask for your presence.
Ah. Are you
Plus we have waffles.
Oh, well. Are you in Tasha's mansion?
We are in Tasha's mansion.
Athgar's.
No, we're in Athgar's mansion.
Oh.
And I think he can make it. Oh, we're at Gwen's house.
Well, I just needed to know the
right,
location.
You
I'll be there shortly.
Okay, right. Okay, bye.
And just a couple minutes later, Mother Tassa comes walking into the kitchen.
Always awkward. I'm like, okay.
I come skipping down the stairs. Morning!
Good morning.
That is
What's
too much
everybody
energy.
having?
Waffles.
Coffee.
Ooh, waffles. I start making waffles. A plate of waffles.
Okay.
Does Mother Tassa arrive?
Yes.
Why is Mother Tassa coming here?
I was requested.
I need to talk to all of you.
What's going on?
I had a visitor last night. These two.
And out and
guy?
from like bowed head over coffee cup, you hear Bo go, "Was it a randy visitor?"
I didn't think to ask Tiraura if she was horny. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Bo's like,
What?
So you had
I pour myself more coffee.
a dream that she visited you?
I think that's the best explanation. But
That's cool.
she told me what we need to do to free the people of Ballinamard. So I can...
You mean different than what we were already planning?
Yes. She suggested a Quintaran, and she looks at Mother Tassa.
Really? She knows of one.
Yes. Well,
So
as of
they
last night.
have come back.
As of last night.
As of last night, what?
There's a Quintaran.
And you dreamt of the Quintaran too?
Is it you?
Yes.
It is you.
She made you a Quintaran.
She made me her hand.
I sit back. Push myself away.
Wait, what? I thought the hand was dead. And now you're the hand. And you're alive. I need more coffee.
So for the most part, it won't change anything. I can still do what we do, but if she tells me I have to go somewhere, I'll have to go, which isn't really that different because I would have gone before, but yes.
But she made you her hand and also a Quintaran.
Yes.
Are
Yes.
those the same thing, or are those different things?
She granted me a boon for becoming her hand, and I am the Quintaran of community.
What does that mean?
Mother Tassa's face gets like,
Oh, see, look at what you did. You surprised a dragon. That's not a good
Yeah.
idea.
So remind us all what the Quintaran is,
I have
so we all
only
know.
ever heard the legend of a Quintaran of community.
Mm-hmm.
Once per week, one of my healing or restoration spells I can use, when I cast it, it will affect the entire community. So when I cast Reverse Anomaly in Ballinamard, it will affect the entire town.
Huh.
Oh,
Well, that'll
gosh.
That'll be way quicker. We better get those copper dragons. What? Sweet.
Indeed.
We have to
Well,
go to the sanctum.
The brass and the bronze. Coppers won't eat orcs.
I need
Oh, sorry.
Sir Aribell, of course.
What?
Yeah, it's a lot.
We have done that with mixed results on an
What
individual basis. Oh gosh. It's going to be a whole town at a time.
Well,
And
I
will
mean,
that include the orcs?
I don't know. I mean, they're not really part of Ballinamard, right?
I mean, they're part of
Aren't
the community
they?
right now.
Well, they're there, but would you consider them part of Ballinamard?
I
think
believe
they're
Zorith
intruders.
would be correct. They are part of the community. They are
So-
treated as part of the community.
Maybe the dragons need to come first. And we're going to have to calm people.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's going to be a mess. But it'll be done all at once.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps
So
we should still plan on taking a significant number of healers with us, if for nothing else than to help ease
Counsel.
trauma.
Yes.
Maybe we can have the people gather in their areas.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think
Their
we
leaders are there.
should.
The council could go to, right, because they're each like the leaders of their
Respective
Tribe.
clans, yes.
their clans.
Do you have
So
to
if they
touch?
call,
Do you have to touch everybody, or is this gonna be you're gonna be able to just affect everybody?
like an aura, like my healing one.
Wow, this is amazing! Congratulations.
Well, I don't know about that, but
Okay,
Um,
beyond the aura, congratulations. She chose you to be the hand, even over Cererolo, right?
she said Sir Arilo was needed where she is.
So you're gonna have to tell her.
Yes, when we go there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
You
where
may
I'm sitting.
sense it. I don't know.
I don't know where I'm sitting from Pam, but I'm gonna be like, you know what you are? You're kind of a big deal.
So, but yes, if we have the clans all meet that way, as soon as it's done, then they will be able to speak to them
As a mass speaking.
for each in their clans, and we can have
Yeah.
people throughout to help.
Okay.
But we should go to the sanctum first.
Sanctum, then gather some dragons while you may? No, that's not right.
I will communicate with the sept leaders for the brass dragons and the bronze dragons.
Excellent.
How many do you think there are orcs?
Couple dozen?
Yeah. 30 at the most, I would think.
Do we have any idea?
Make a history check.
Yeah, because I can't remember.
Does Tasha get advantage?
Yes, actually.
I get it. I get advantage. Okay.
Yes.
You get advantage.
Keen
I got an
mind.
11. I'm sure I know.
13 plus 2, 15.
Oh, 20. Dirty 20. Not super high, but not
Between
horribly
all of you, you figure somewhere between 3 and 4 dozen.
bad. Oh.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
3 or 4 dozen? How many orcs can a dragon eat in one sitting?
Are they just going to carry him away? I mean, like, just pick him up and carry him away and take care of them business out there?
A whole
Because I'm-
mouthful,
Oh,
right?
no, probably not. They're probably just going to swoop and gulp.
So I think when
That's
we
a little more trauma than I was hoping for.
They're orcs.
they are evil.
People there probably will be super excited. Never mind, I concur. Go on.
I think that we should just tell the council and others that we have a spell that will work on mass. We don't need to tell them all of.
Oh no, this is not something that we're going. Oh, by the way, we have the hand. We can just let that go for a while.
Wow.
You know.
It also would paint a target on your back.
Yeah. So we need not speak of this to anyone, including Viessa.
Agreed.
I think that's wise.
Sometimes I feel like I have a super target on my back because I'm kind of like the only one. But
Well, yes, but you have all those dragons to help you and us. So
yes, and
Right.
so does she.
I got it. Don't tell anybody that Aribell's got a third hand. Got it.
oh my God, somebody give him more coffee.
A third hand.
I just hope that Sir Arlo takes it well.
Well, it's not like it was your idea.
Are we telling him? I thought we
Yes,
weren't telling anyone.
her.
Sir Arlo, yes.
I mean,
We have to tell Sir Arlo. She does need to know.
okay.
And I imagine that most of the Sanctum will find out, but that's different.
I will probably tell her and Father Dilbus and let them determine who else should know. I mean,
Yes, yes.
what's her name? But I can't never think of her name. The head of the temple.
Granro.
No. There's the cleric counterpart of Arlo, but I can't remember her name. It's in the book.
Mhm.
Right.
Wow. Well, that's a surprise one. I was not expecting that.
Lydia Camarero. High healer Camarero.
Yep.
Okay.
But I'll leave it to Sir Arlo and Father Dilbus to tell her.
Oh my.
Well,
I have news that's super not exciting. I talked to Vines. Sat around for a couple hours.
That's exciting, but not surprising.
I'm glad.
Okay.
and how is
I
he
I
really?
don't know what that means, but okay. And then I just tell everybody what I said, you know.
What I mean is what Aribell told us is kind of shocking.
Oh,
That's what I mean.
but not surprising because her stuff was surprising. Got you. I thought you meant, of course you talked to somebody. That's not surprising. That's what I heard. I was
Well,
like,
that too.
I didn't mean it that way, though.
And that's why I was like, I don't know how to take that. That's funny. Okay. And then I just tell them what he said. Defrina tried to convince him to do the same brain thing. I told him about the hive, the water, the shark. Put the mushrooms in an extraplanar space. Because I was channeling smart people things at the time. So.
Zorith, make a history check.
Oh. History check. History. 17. Ooh, +2. Ow. 19.
19. You also remember that you got confirmation finally that the High Priest of Balmus is dead.
Oh, yes. High Priest is dead, and also the gray and white things are the things that took them. So the walking statues were actually
dangerous.
No, walking up in the real world, I'm telling you, there's got to be another exit entrance.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't have come all the way over from the Druid Tower to
the Shaman Tower.
The Shaman Tower to the other side of town.
Yeah, we need to figure that out.
We could have, though.
Damn it. And also, your community thing, does that also do the farms outside of town? Because sorry, I'm trying to get my brain is all over right this second. Didn't we sneak up on a farm outside of town? Am I lying to myself?
No.
And there was somebody, they were doing something?
You're right. But I mean, I think that counts as the community, right?
Okay.
I would think so. We'll find out.
We will.
But the nice thing is, after all this is done, originally we had the idea of sending some of the refugees to Ballinamard to help rebuild. So once it's safe, we can do that again.
DM, am I wrong?
You are not.
Okay, I'm like, am I misrepresenting that in my brain?
No, you're right. You're right.
What was it? They got up to do. They were eating or something?
I don't remember.
Were there orcs on the farm helping?
Yes,
that's
right.
It was. Okay.
That was the first time you saw orcs in Ballinamard.
And that so was way messed up.
Dozen, right?
Yes. Oh,
together.
That's so many.
And helping on farm. And so now I didn't remember that helping on farm part because now they're going to have to search for the orcs. And not just the ones that are walking around town doing stuff.
I bet they'll find them.
Well, I'm sure they will. Oh, crap.
What crap?
I told you guys.
Lori needs more sleep.
I told you guys that when it comes to a decision to be made, not only am I devil's advocate, but I am the best catastrophicizer that there is.
So what are you catastrophizing? And yes,
for the outside towns, for the outside town square farm people. How are we going to get them into town and doing the things? We'll figure it out later, but I wanted to put a pin in that so I'm not the only person thinking about it.
We'll have the council summon everyone.
There will still be orcs at their house when they leave.
No, I don't think so. I think they'll come with them.
Oh.
And we'll have all the orcs
because as far as the orcs are concerned, they're part of the community.
That is correct.
So we'll get all the orcs in one place so it's easier to get at. Me plotting genocide again.
And yet now you're the hand.
Limited genocide.
It's only bad people.
Right.
The good people we bring back.
All I can say is the paladin plots one genocide, and the next thing you know,
I'm just saying,
he's
now
the
I
hand.
can use Revivify on the whole town at once. It would have been fine.
I was just gonna say,
Aribell does not. That is Pam.
none of these things are being said by Aribell ever. I was
Just wow.
Right.
It's starting to become a hobby for her. I'm just saying.
I mean, you know, get a little power in you, and all of a sudden,
This was before.
taking out. It's not the bad people because, who decides who's bad and who's not? But
Orcs are
apparently
evil.
Pam does.
Evil. You're not wrong. Apparently Pam does.
Oh my god!
What?
I'm sorry. Let's just get super close to the southwest part of the map and just sprinkle a little fucking community down there, shall we? An entire Joggervon community.
But it's only healing and restoration spells.
So that's not helpful.
But I can make all the slaves much stronger than they are.
And restoration,
right?
Yeah, I would imagine.
Like I could heal all the slaves at once.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Imagine casting greater restoration.
Oh my gosh.
This is amazing. Okay, sorry, I got super excited there all of a sudden. That was a Nikki thing.
I had to.
Not
I don't have
thing.
greater restoration yet, but when I do.
All right. As breakfast is finished and you get ready to head back to the sanctum, that's where we're going to stop for this episode.
What an episode!
I think enough happened. You know.
Just wait to recap that next week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Thanks.
Wow.
By the way, no big
Yes.
deal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, by the way, no big deal. Aribell's the hand.
Aribell's the hand, and
She can
also
single-handedly heal an entire community of 5,000 people.
single-handedly. I liked how you did that. I see what you did there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because she's the hand. Got it.
Wow.
Which is the funniest part because I didn't actually get it until you
Yeah.
pointed it out.
Yeah.
The person who loves puns so much didn't get it.
Jeff, you probably should just call it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cut her off.
I think we're good. So,
no.
thank you very much
Dying.
for joining us tonight. We do so much appreciate your attention. And we hope that you will let us, next week, welcome you back once more to the lands of Aecathan. Good night, everybody.